Hello, good people of Ableton land. I celebrated a birthday this week, and it led me to feeling a lot of gratitude for everything in my life. So I wanted to do something to say thanks to you all, to say that I just appreciate each and every one of you for being here. So I've been playing around with algorithms to simulate recording to tape lately. That nice warmth, that subtle compression, a bit of warble here and there, maybe a lot of warble. And so I'd like to present you with Oxide. It's a tape sim. Does it sound as good as RC20? Probably not. Does it sound different from RC20? Yeah, I think it does. I think it's a nice tool to have in your toolbox. I thought about charging a few bucks for it, but then I figured, no, let's try something else. I'm releasing this device on a value for value type model, so it's free to download. If the device provides you some value, feel free to toss some value back my way, and it'll go towards developing new devices, feeding my family. And if you can't afford it, no worries. I've totally been there. Download it for free, use it, enjoy it. Maybe if you like it, tell a friend, make a post on social media, whatever. It's all good. So let's just get into it. This is Oxide. We will start some audio here, and then we'll turn up the dry wet to fully wet. On the left here, we've got 5 different models of tape to choose from, and they all have their own characteristics of EQ, coloration, and compression. This top one is the most pristine, and then this bottom one is the noisiest and most lo-fi. Each one is kind of modeled after a piece of real tape that you can find in some studios or some home studios. These ones in the middle are just that. They're not the most pristine and not the least. Also, a lot of these other knobs will react differently depending on which of these 5 models is selected. For example, you're going to get a lot more hiss and crackle from these lower models than you will from this top one. Play around with them, see what you like. And then, as I mentioned, there's a dry wet control, so you can dial things into taste. Moving along, we've got the wow and flutter controls here. Now, wow is a little different from a typical wow, where it's not doing pitch fluctuations. It's actually more like a volume fluctuation. So as I turn it up, you'll hear that the audio is kind of fading in and out in a, not really a linear way, just kind of an interesting way in which there's a little bit of loss of signal. Maybe the tape heads are not positioned perfectly. It's just sounding a little off kilter. And then flutter is similar, but it's a much faster frequency, so you can get that classic kind of flutter of bad tape or bad tape heads. And then we got tracking down here, and tracking is kind of like, it's like a tape player with proper tracking means that the tape head is making perfect optimal contact with the actual tape, meaning you're going to get the best playback, the right frequency response, the right dynamic range. And then if the tracking is bad, it's just not going to be perfect. There's going to be some imperfections. And so this is a subtle knob, but again, it's kind of interacting with a lot of the other knobs here. Essentially, tracking is up, you get the best quality playback. When it's low, you get the least quality, but it's subtle. And then dropouts is again just dust on the tape, little imperfections. You'll hear little bits of audio start missing, and again, the farther down you go in these models, the more dropouts you're going to hear. Go back up to the middle here. Next we've got saturate. This one is self-explanatory. The higher the knob, the more tape saturation. And I've done my best to match the volumes between fully saturated and fully not saturated so that you don't hear that boost. Essentially, it's just going to be more saturated. Hiss is easy to understand as well. The more you turn it up, the more of that classic tape hiss you're going to get. Then we've got dampen, which rolls off the highs, just a bit of the highs. Turn down the hiss, and then crackle is also adding in some dust, some noise on the tape and the tape head. And you're going to hear more of it when there's less saturation and when you're on a lower tape model. Quite a bit here on this Tascam 388. This is the most lo-fi of the tape. Then we've got the classic good old warble, tape warble, vibrato. So the rate is here, and it won't do anything until depth is turned up. But as we turn up depth, we get that classic warble, and it can get quite extreme. And then we've got a couple wackier controls here, glitch and flange. These are not really simulating any specific real-world tape sound, just kind of getting into the idea of really messed up tape. So glitch is again just adding imperfections, some noise, some strangeness. And flange is doing just what you might expect. Because sometimes it's just nice to have a flanger at the ready. And I'll mention again that all these knobs are going to react differently depending on the tape model selected. So turn up some knobs. And you can see that things are a lot more intense when you're using the Tascam 388 as they are with the Ampex A80. So it's really just about playing around and finding the sweet spots and the sound that you're looking for. And then we've just got a little visualization up here just to visualize the parameters just for fun. That's Oxide. I hope you get some use out of it. I really appreciate you being here, following along with my channel, my devices. I appreciate all of your kind notes that I've received, your feedback, the music you're creating with these devices that you're sending over. It's so cool to hear. I'm really so proud of the community that we're building here. Again, I'm not asking for anything for this device. I'm just kind of trying out this whole value for value approach. So if you do find some value in this and you can afford it, feel free to send some value back my way, and it's going to go towards good stuff, making more devices, putting food on the table, etc. There are download links below in the description, and if you do enjoy the device or any of my devices, I think the best thing you can do is to tell people about them. I'm still very much unknown in this world of Ableton effects, devices, and anything you can do to help me grow is much, much appreciated. So thanks for your time, thanks for watching this far in the video. I've got more stuff coming soon. I hope you're having a lovely day. Peace.